Our goal is to really have Simple Good hubs all around the world in order to be able to facilitate this dialogue and empathy building through our curriculum and through our program, across different nations and states, and realize that, we're all really the same.
All right, ladies and gents, it's happy hour, and I'm so excited to be winding down the day with the beautiful Priya Shah, entrepreneur and founder of Chicago's based non-for-profit organization, The Simple Good. Priya, I'm so glad we are finally doing this.
Yes, me too.
Since the first time that I met you, I just knew there was something so special about you, and I knew that I wanted to show everyone else what I saw in you. You are just such a beautiful and kindred and kind soul. There's not enough words that honestly that I could tell you how I feel about you from the moment that we met. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Community and giving and stuff, that's always been very much a part of my identity. And it was actually through those experiences that really channeled kind of where I am today. From traveling around the world and at a young age and connecting to so many different types of people. I met with diplomats and slums and children in slums. I realized that through their example that everything that I needed to overcome that unfairness or these obstacles was really just within me. And it was really identifying what are these simple goods within me that I can use to really enhance my situation. That was something that always stuck with me, and I didn't realize how I was going to put it out in the world, and I ended up out of my corporate world frustration of not being creative for a long time. I ended up creating a photo blog about the definition of the simple good. And it really just started with me and a few friends that put together photos of our travels around the world and the different simple good moments that came with each photo.
I've been to some of your events for The Simple Good. Could you just tell them a little bit about what The Simple Good is?
The Simple Good is a nonprofit organization. Our mission is to connect the meaning of good from around the world to empower youth to become positive activists through art and discussion. So what that means is that we use social emotional learning, which is basically teaching emotional intelligence and mindfulness through the arts program to create these arts residencies really centered around having this child discover their meaning of the simple good.
Through that, I remember when we met and we were talking about that, and then that same day that we met, I went to your event.
It allows them to express their story through the arts, but it also, in addition to them, challenged them to find what is already positive in their lives.
You also had, was it the graduates there too? Or the
ambassadors?
The ambassadors that had graduated the program. Mm-hmm. And these are 14-year-old young children, 14 and 15-year-old children that have created this documentary and talking about that through the simple good, this has allowed them to be able to express the violence in their community and the abuse that goes on. And that PSA was just wow. It was just one of those things that I was oh my God, you are, what you're doing is amazing, and you're on a path that's for the greater good.
Sometimes we forget the power of children's voices and the things that they do see and the solutions that they can make, and we don't listen to them because we as adults are kind of very much so caught up in our world.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot of times parents come to these showcases and they'll say, wow, I had no idea this was happening with my child.
What was one of your aha moments when you were, traveling and seeing the disconnect between the simple good, like you were saying, and the people, and then you were in the children's slums, right? What was one of those moments? Was there a specific child that you met that was just I have to do this, I have to go into the non-for-profit world, I have to start an organization?
There was one moment that there was a child that was he was lying in a crib. He was crying the entire time. And a lot of it was that no one was playing with him. All the volunteers was hanging out with everybody else. So then I went over to the crib, and it turned out that he had no legs and just one arm. So naturally, I think people felt intimidated by him. And so I just kind of saw that, and I picked him up right away, and I just, asked him, do you like to dance? I just wanted to do something with him. And he was like, yes. And as soon as you twirl him around a couple times, he just stopped. He turned into a whole different person. And it was, that small moment of showing that you care and you want to bring joy to somebody, that another person will feel, and they feel like they have a purpose on this world, and their behavior changes because of that. And it's important to cherish those small things that we can do for each other, even if you don't get any accolades for it, because it actually, a lot of times when you do make an impact on somebody, you never find out about it.
You've been doing this for a while now. How long has the organization been going? And where do you see this organization going?
We've started the blog almost 9 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, but started doing programming in 2014. So it's been about 5 years where we've been doing programs, and they've been growing all over Chicago. Our goal is to really have Simple Good hubs all around the world in order to be able to facilitate this dialogue and empathy building through our curriculum and through our program, across different nations and states, and realize that, we're all really the same. And we all are trying to do good for each other, and all our simple goods are very similar. And that's how you really develop understanding. It's, connecting back to the fundamental. It's so simple, but it's been so powerful.
Is that where the Simple Good came from?
Yeah.
The name, the Simple Good.
Yeah, I think when I was first thinking of it, we're just like, it has to be simple.
Yeah.
And it has to be good. And we were, thinking about everything else and
And it was
going
right
around.
there,
Yeah.
right? It's like, this is it.
Yeah, and just making it more complex, and then it kind of just all of a sudden you get this epiphany of Simple Good. Just call it Simple Good. That's what we want, right, from people, and that's what we should, call it.
It's such a fitting name.
And it's been interesting doing the program in different countries and asking for translations of the Simple Good.
How's that been?
It's interesting because it teaches you how people perceive goodness in their culture.
And I speak fluent Arabic, so it's like they read from right to left, right? So if you say close the door, it's basically door closed, because it's going backwards. People are like, what?
Yeah. How do you say Simple Good in Arabic?
Oh my God, that's a good one. I know good means mniah. The simple means, I don't know what's the word simple, but I'm just, سوي منيح أو سوي منيح أو أنتي سوي منيح, meaning you do good or he does good.
See, this is why language is so fascinating. You really have to.
What the hell did you just say?
Yeah.
I'm like, it just means good. I
Yeah.
know it sounds so complex, but it just means good.
Right.
Have you encountered a situation where you've gone to this country and they just didn't understand it?
No, that's been the most beautiful part about this whole
Wow.
journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody gets it. And I think it's been so magical, because that's what that's where it came from,
Yeah.
was that everybody is connected to it. But then when you bring this concept to any country or any language, they say, yes. It's always
I get it.
that.
They're like, oh,
Yes,
okay,
I get it.
it.
How do you bring this here? That's usually.
Yeah, I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
it's been really beautiful.
Priya, you give so much every day. Every day, you're traveling, you're running your non-for-profit. What do you do in your leisure time? What do you do that makes Priya feel happy?
I feel very blessed to be doing what I'm doing, and I think that in itself is a reminder of I have nothing to complain about, even when things get really hard and stuff like that.
Whatever that brings you happiness or joy, just go out there and do it, whatever it might be. It might be a career change. It might be something that you strongly believe in, like a non-for-profit, and you want to go out there and you want to do something better in the world. Go out there and just do it.
We forget how limited our time is on this earth, and I think growing up I had an experience where it was almost like a near-death experience, and literally right before I thought, everything was gonna end, I knew that, wow, I have the ability and know-how of what is needed to give back and contribute to the world, and I never did it. And that was one of the regrets I had in my mind right before. And when I did wake up and everything was okay, I realized how limited time is, right? And you just gotta make things happen, because we never know what will happen tomorrow, right? And at the end of the day, the only way that we will exist in this world in a meaningful way is if we're doing what we are really fulfilled by. And it's our duty to explore that.
Here's the question. I always say it's the $1 million question, and it doesn't mean monetarily. It's just one of those questions that I love to ask all of my guests. What does smart is the new sexy mean to you?
I love that title. So cute. I mean, I think I love it because it really encourages this personal asset that we have within us, and that also being associated with it being attractive. And this is something that we want out of people, right? And this is something that we want. And the reason why we want it out of people is because we want it within our own lives too. So I think it's really awesome. Like, we should be encouraging the best out of other people. And I think that's kind of what the message really comes out of it.
Priya, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed our conversation. If you guys have any questions for Priya, link on The Simple Good, and you will find them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, what else? Everything. And thank you guys so much, and I really appreciate you for watching. I can't even talk because I think the wine is starting to kick in. Until next time, cheers.